What's going on, guys? Oh, that's a glare. So about 6 years ago, I posted a video on my channel talking about the Spitfire Formula 4s. Now, I do remember those were actually the classic shapes. And for the shape that I'm going to be reviewing today, we're actually going to be talking about the Spitfire Formula 4 Conical Fulls. And just like every review video, I always talk about kind of like the pros and the cons of the product. But this time, I'm also going to go into a little bit of depth talking about like the ride quality and just kind of like the overall like smoothness and just how the wheel feels. What terrain is best to skate it in, what kind of style of skating it best suits for, if that makes sense. So we're gonna get into that. Hopefully this video won't take too long. I'm gonna try to keep it straight to the point, that way I don't end up boring you guys out. But that video I did with the Spitfire Formula 4s that I did like 6 years ago did pretty well, for at least for where my channel was at the time. So I figured I'd deliver a review for you guys, since I've never done a Spitfire Formula 4 Conical full review yet. So, and I know people always love these wheels, and so I kind of want to talk about it for you guys. I still have the Formula 4s on. I've had these for about, I want to say like 6 months now, maybe. I don't skate every single day. If you guys didn't know that, I don't skate every day, so like obviously they're not gonna wear out as fast compared to people who do. But yeah, these are it right here. These are the Spitfire Formula 4 Conical Full. They're a little bit different of a shape, obviously, compared to like the classic round wheels. As you can see, these are kind of a little bit more squared off and have a little bit more riding surface, which is to be expected in a conical wheel. Just allowing for more speed, better riding surface, and just more control. Which is something I really love about these wheels, and something that also makes it last a little bit longer compared to like traditional round wheels that have a skinnier riding surface. And so yeah, I'm basically going to talk about, I guess we'll just start off with the things that I really love about this wheel, which is, I've already mentioned one, the durability. This stuff has lasted me. This isn't my first pair of Spitfires that I've skated. I've skated many pairs in the past, and they have always exceeded my expectations when it comes to like how long they last. And these wheels have lasted me, again, for 6 months, and I can still ride them pretty much well. If anything, they're kind of at its peak, if I'm being quite honest with you. I mean, like, I know they look really small. I don't know if it looks small on camera, but like from my point of view, they are really small for at least the skate park ground that I skate, which you guys have seen before. It's super rough ground, but this wheel still does very well, you know, which is a very huge upside for these wheels, because these do very well on really rough ground. So for any street skaters out there, this wheel actually might be the right wheel for you. Unlike the round classic wheels, which have, again, a skinnier riding surface, and so it's not gonna really roll too well on rough terrain. And so having a wider wheel and having a little bit of a beefier wheel just like this one will kind of help through a lot of the rough patches that you're going to deal with if you're skating out street, especially. So yeah, the durability, again, they last super long. They're probably like one of the most longest lasting wheels in the market right now. So they're definitely doing a pretty good job on that. The next thing I want to talk about is just control. So Spitfires carry two different durometers, which is a 99 durometer and a 101 durometer. And if you guys don't know what any of that is, it's basically just the level of hardness of the wheel. So the harder the wheel, the more slidability you have, but at the same time, it's easier to lose control over. I myself am riding the 99 durometer because I've tried the 101s before and they were just way too darn slick. So I didn't want to ever go back to them. But for the 99 durometer, it's definitely a little bit more slick than your traditional like Bones wheels or any other wheel brand that you have out there. Spitfires are known to be very slick wheels. Not slick to a point where it can be like dangerously uncontrollable, but like if you want them to slide, they will slide, especially if you have the 101s, but they will also slide if you want them to with the 99 durometers, which is the ones that I have. And the reason why these 99 durometers are a little bit better is because if you want them to slide, like I said, they will slide for you, but if you want them to grip, they will also grip for you, and you're not going to lose control very easily. Now keep in mind, every skateboard wheel out there, traditionally a lot of people skate 99 durometer, at least sometimes like 101, and sometimes a little bit above that. So don't expect any wheel to be anti-slick whatsoever. You can slide out any wheel, especially if you put enough force and if you're going fast enough. So these will definitely do that for you, but again, you're not going to die in them or anything like that, but they will slide if you want them to, and they will grip if you want them to. Now in terms of skating park, the park that I skate, you guys have seen before, it has very, very, very rough ground, and so this does very, very well against it. And the ramps that I also skate are metal ramps, and they get dusty very, very easily, and these have not slid out on me from like, you know, an accidental slide whatsoever once. Considering how slick they can be, they have not slid on me yet, and I don't, even if I've tried to, it never really happened. So they have that going for them, which is really awesome. I feel like these wheels in particular kind of slide better on just like concrete or rough ground. They don't really necessarily do so well against like smooth ground when it comes to like if you want a power slide or whatever, but I think that goes for most wheels that are like 99A and above. And so they kind of have that going for them, which, I mean, I got nothing against it. I think they feel great, and can't really complain too much when it comes to that. So another thing I also really love about this wheel is, again, the shape itself. Now, for those who don't know or are new to skateboarding, the conical wheels will tend to have the side of it curve in a little bit, and that is super essential, and it does that for both sides. And it's super essential when it comes to like locking into grinds, especially if you're someone who loves to skate rails or transition, especially on tricks like feeble grinds or feeble stalls. And you know how you kind of need that, like, those tricks require that like special sweet spot pinch, but since they curve inward, it locks in a lot better, and you're able to sit on your grinds a little bit longer, especially again if it's feeble grinds, Smith grinds, especially those ones, or if you're gonna do Smith stalls or feeble stalls. These wheels will really help you lock in, and you can actually feel it lock in better, and you're less likely to kind of like miss the lock in and kind of like slip out of it on those tricks. So something I've really noticed a lot as I kept skating these wheels, and as I kind of started to do those tricks throughout my skating. So that's all the good stuff that I really want to say about this wheel. And now, of course, with every product out there, there's always something good and something bad about it. I'm gonna go over some of the things that I didn't like so much about these wheels, and even though I skate these wheels a lot, there's still things that I don't like about them, which I'll go over with you right now. So, of course, with it being a conical wheel, obviously it doesn't look as big as like a fresh brand new wheel. These did start off as like 53 millimeters, I believe, and they're clearly not 53s anymore. They're probably like 50s or 49s by now. The one thing that's kind of like a con, I guess, with these conical full wheels is that they will make your board feel a lot heavier because of how beefier it is and how much wider it is, especially when it's brand new. It's gonna make your board feel a lot heavier. Now, if you're someone who's a technical skater, it wouldn't be the best idea to have these wheels. These wheels are kind of meant a little bit more for like transition and just like heavy street skating. Or if you're just into like, if you're just not a tech skater at all and you like to do wall rides and all that, or just anything else other than like flipping your board a lot, these wheels are like pretty much built for that. But if you're someone who really loves flipping your board a lot, these will kind of add a little bit of extra weight to your setup, mainly because, again, there's more like material on it because of how beefier it is. And you can also see just like how much wider it can be compared to like a traditional classic wheel, which it would be a lot skinnier and lighter, which is why a lot of tech skaters tend to skate just a classic traditional round wheel, or they're gonna go for a much slimmer wheel. Another thing I don't really like so much about these wheels is just how difficult it is to get the bearings out, and I don't really know if it has anything to do with the way the wheel is shaped, but I've noticed a lot for Spitfires, especially their conical shapes, it is very difficult to get the bearings out of these. Now, if you guys know how to pry bearings out, especially with your truck hanger only, it can be very difficult, and these kind of add a little bit more difficulty to that. Again, I don't know why it is like that. I don't know if it has anything to do with the shape or whatever it is, but it kind of hurts on the hands a little bit to pry these things out. So, but getting them in is just like any other, it feels the same as any other wheel brand out there, but I don't know what it is about these. They're just very hard to pry out of the wheels. Alright, that's pretty much all for today's video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I know it was a lot shorter than usual, but I kind of wanted to keep this a lot more simple and straight to the point, just so it's not going to be like this long video of like something that you guys probably most likely already know about. But I still wanted to kind of talk about these wheels because I've never gotten a chance to talk about them in the past. But that's pretty much all for today. If you guys do want to see more from me, you can always subscribe to my channel and click on the notification bell. That way you guys are notified every time I upload a new video. I do videos here all the time, so stay tuned for that. I post on my shorts as well as main videos like this. So if you're interested in that, consider subscribing. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. Go out there and skate if you can, or do whatever it is that makes you happy. And I will see you guys in the next video. Take care, guys. I love y'all. Peace.
Missing someone.